Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to this new video. Today, inshallah, we will yet again expose the great historian Dan Gibson. Even though this video is going to be very short, it will utterly damage the credibility of Dan Gibson as a historian. Let's go and watch. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
In the Islamic world, things were a mess. Not only were Muslims divided politically, they were divided religiously.
This is the bit we are going to respond to. You might be wondering what's there to refute in a few seconds video. In fact, in this short clip, there is a catastrophe, there is a scandal of the highest order for anyone who claims to be a historian. It's all to do with this map. This is a map which appeared in Dan Gibson's documentary. It shows the borders between the land which was controlled by the Abbasids and the land which was controlled by the Umayyads. This is not the only time this map was used. Let's go and watch another clip.
This created a problem for the western half of Islam. The people in the West were still loyal to the earlier Umayyads. So the Islamic world is now split into two. The Abbasid rulers in Iraq control the eastern part of the empire, and the Umayyad rulers control North Africa and Spain.
Why I'm making a big deal of this map? It's called the 3 F's. It is fake, false, fabricated. These borders between the Abbasids and the Umayyads never existed in history. The Umayyad dynasty in Spain never had these borders. After the Umayyads were defeated by the Abbasids, they fled to the Iberian Peninsula and established their caliphate there. They didn't control any part of North Africa. The whole of North Africa was controlled by the Abbasids till 788, when the Idrisid dynasty controlled Morocco. So it wasn't the Umayyads, it was the Idrisid dynasty. In 788, they controlled Morocco. In 800 AD, another dynasty controlled Tunisia. It's called the Aghalabids. Then came the Fatimid Caliphate and other dynasties. The Umayyads, however, never controlled any part of North Africa after they were defeated by the Abbasids in 750 AD. So Dan Gibson is a liar, a fabricator. He's giving false information about history. A deceiver can never be a historian. Now the question you might be asking, why would Dan Gibson try to deceive people into believing that the Umayyads controlled this land? And this has to do with Dan Gibson's narrative.
As I examined the mosques built by the Spanish Umayyads, I discovered a most surprising development. These builders chose neither Petra nor Mecca. Now, as we have seen, some of the builders in the Middle East chose to point their qiblas between the two cities. But the builders in North Africa and Spain decided to do something completely different. Over the years, historians have always been puzzled by these mosques. Their qiblas seem to point towards somewhere in South Africa, but all of the African and Spanish mosques point to slightly different places. It all seems very confusing. However, when plotted on a map, we can see that the mosques of North Africa and Spain all have qiblas that are parallel to a line drawn between Petra and Mecca.
So, in order for Dan Gibson's argument to make sense, all these parallel mosques should have been built by the Umayyads. Because according to his narrative, it is the Umayyads who built the parallel mosques. The problem is, as you can see from the picture, some of these parallel mosques exist in North Africa. So they were either built by the Abbasids or another dynasty other than the Umayyads. What should he do to prove that his narrative is correct? Easy. Fabricate history. create a fake map and fake borders. That is Dan Gibson, your great historian. Anyways, that's the end of today's video. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you find the content to be useful. Thank you so much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.